Saturday, July 3rd. The moon is going to still be in Aries, but we're going to be transitioning into Tauran energy. The moon will be going void, of course, 1:15 a.m., locking into Tauran energy 9:29 a.m., again, Atlantic Standard Time. So any time that we are moving out of the fiery energy, the action energy, the excitable, irritable, angry, aggressive energy of Aries, and moving into the earthy, grounded, down to earth, stabilizing energy of Taurus, you better believe that we feel like we are dropping out of the sky and we are hitting the earth at a very high velocity. Does it feel good? No. Is it needed? Yes. Why? Because we're a little bit too high in the previous days. We got to come back down to reality. We have to focus on what is. We have to do our routines. We have to find comfort in the present moment. Yes, thinking about the future is still okay, but guess what? We have roles and responsibilities that we have to fulfill in this moment right now. So the majority of us will be starting our day in this Tauran energy. This is going to be a heavier kind of day, focused on our physical bodies, our physical realms, our physical adjustments that we're making to our realities. So while the moon is still in Aries, up until about 9:30 a.m., the moon is frustrated, right? From the day before, has a square point with Pluto, a tension point, frustrated, a little bit angry, like, fine, okay? Fine, I will slow down. I will enjoy the journey. I will sit in the memories of the process that it's taking for me to get from here to there, but I'm not happy about it, okay? I'm not happy about it. And of course, Pluto just wants to illuminate where our anger, where our frustration is leading to change. Because we don't change without anger and frustration. So this technically is a negative emotion that needs to be invoked in order for us to recognize what we're not happy with. And with that realization, the sun in Cancer chimes in and recognizes that, you know what? Wow, yeah, I have been way too attached to just getting to the destination, to just manifesting the goal, that I haven't recognized that the memories are being made in the process, that the growth is happening in the journey, that we got to slow down here and really just connect with our surroundings, with the memories that we're making, with the karma that is, coming to life in this moment. And just as we kind of, come to an accepting point, that's when the moon moves into Taurus. And the very first thing that the moon in Taurus does is sextile Jupiter. So a sextile is a good energy. Jupiter is retrograde in Pisces, forcing us to listen to our intuition, moving into our inner realms to take care of what needs to be taken care of inside of us. Now, the moon in Taurus wants stability. It wants to be comfortable. It wants to stick to what is familiar. But do we grow when we do that? No, not really. Do we improve on our situation when we stick to the same old, same old? Hell no. So Jupiter goes ahead and says, well, it's pretty damn hard for you to grow and expand and, move towards the future if you're just so comfortable setting up camp in what is the old and what is the familiar. So Jupiter's a little bit frustrated at this point because, obviously we're not doing much growth here today with the moon in Taurus. Jupiter goes ahead and has an aspect with Uranus. Now, this is where the magic happens, people. I'm going to tell you, Jupiter in Pisces, super sensitive. We're aligned with our heart space. We're aligned with our intuition. We're receiving downloads of visions, of dreams, of aha moments. And that Uranian energy is the great awakener. It's a lightning bolt into our mental planes, seeing the vision, seeing the big picture, which is right up Jupiter's alley, right? He just wants to think about the big picture. And the Uranian energy, giving us shock, giving us awe, downloading us with information and perspective that will change the course of how we move forward, is in Tauran energy. This is showing us, wow, okay, so we want to stick to the old and the comfortable and the familiar. So how, let me ask you, how are we going to sit around and pray for change and complain about our routines and complain about our money situation and complain about our relationships? How are we going to complain about that, but yet so attached to it that we're not willing to change anything and we're not willing to grow? Like, how are we going to do that? So Venus, and this is super interesting because Venus rules over Tauran energy. And so the ruler of the moon in Taurus at this point, we have to remember Venus is in Leo right now, just wanting to have a good time, wanting to be fancy free, falling in love and start new creative projects and experimenting in the world. Venus chimes in and makes an aspect with Neptune. Now, this is a magical time. Anytime Venus and Neptune get in the same realm, because Venus is the lower octave, Neptune is the higher octave. Venus controls our earthly realms. Neptune controls our metaphysical realms. Anytime Venus and Neptune get together, it is a magical manifestation portal, okay? What we focus on, what we pour into, what we visualize, what we dream about will root into our physical realms and actually manifest. So we are pulling information down from the cosmos, from our higher selves, from our intuition. We're rooting it in our physical realms that Venus rules over, our relationships, our money matters, our self-worth, our physical body. And when these two connect, we have the ability to accelerate the manifestation process. So the sun goes ahead and aspects Saturn. Yeah, Saturn is a Debbie Downer, but the sun in Cancer has been very focused on attachments in our home life, in traditions, in our family dynamics, in boundaries, but is now recognizing where it is that, yeah, we do want change. Recognizing how silly it is that we're sitting around praying for change, but yet we're not willing to take any action to make things happen. And Saturn, of course, gets a kick out of delivering that slap of truth, that reality check. And we're like, damn, well, what do we do now? How can we realistically feel good about sitting in this spot that we've set camp up in to complain, to want more, to want to do more, to want to have different experiences, yet be so attached to making sure that nothing ever changes? Then the moon in Taurus semi-squares Mercury and says, you know what, you're right. All these guys are right. We want change, but we have to shift our perspective. How am I going to shift my perspective? I don't know how to make the change. I've been doing things for so long. I've been with the same people. I've been doing the same career. I have the same routines. I've been doing the same thing day after day after day. How am I supposed to just change just like that? And Mercury, of course, ruling over the mental plane is like, okay, well, you have a vision for the future, don't you? And the moon in Taurus is like, well, yeah, I just dreamt it. I'm trying to manifest it as we speak. And Mercury is like, okay, so don't you think that if you were in the right mind frame right now, that you would already have the dream and the reality that you're looking to manifest? And of course, the moon in Taurus, being very earthy, very grounded, is very practical and is like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess I do have a lot of transforming to do. I have to really shift my mental state. I don't know how to break out of this narrative. I don't know how to communicate what I want, need, and desire. I don't know how to make the changes to my physical surroundings that I need to make in order to align with the greater, grander vision. All I know is how to do the same thing day after day with the same people, with the same skills, with the same talents, on autopilot, repeating, the same patterns, the same behaviors, the same narratives, the same emotions. That's all I know how to do. What am I going to do? How am I going to fix that? Mars squares Uranus. Mars is like, oh, damn, you want change, do you? Well, I've been begging for change. Nobody will let me move forward. Nobody will let me take action. Nobody will let me just, bust out of here. I want to move forward. The square is a tension point. We have to break down before we can break through. What does that mean? It means that the weight of the world, of recognizing that we have created a physical reality that we are now prisoners of, has become so intense, so confining, so suffocating that now we know we need to make a change. Where is that change happening? It's happening in our day-to-day life. It's happening in our routines. It's happening in our personal relationships. Where does that start? It starts with our self-worth. We've had information come in, details emerge that has changed the game, changed the way we look at ourselves, recognizing where it is we deserve more, we want more, we need more. And Mars in Leo is all about it. He's saying, okay, let me go forward. And that Uranian energy is just like zapping the mental plane, showing the moon in Taurus where it is that we need to expand our thinking in order to allow a certain chaos to take over, to set us up with a path that we are now more aligned with. But Mars squaring Uranus in Taurus is like a traffic jam. We step on that gas, we can maybe blaze a kilometer before we come to a complete stop again. Are we having road rage at this point? Absolutely. Are we super frustrated that we can't see ahead of ourselves? Absolutely. Are we going to just freak out in the middle of the highway, maybe scream and beat on the steering wheel? Well, maybe. Do we have to do that? Absolutely not. We don't have to do that. We know we're going to reach our destination. What we need is patience, but patience is really not provided to us with this particular energy. Again, may I remind you, we have to bang our head against a wall before we realize that, oh my goodness, there's a way around the wall. We don't have to go through the wall. We don't have to go up over the wall. We could just walk around it. That's that Uranian energy giving us a bigger, broader perspective of our current situation. If we were stuck in traffic, if we were in a gridlock trying to get to our destination and we have all this road rage coming up because we can't move forward, we're just creeping ahead at this particular time, the Uranian energy is the helicopter above that is reporting over the radio where the traffic is jammed up, where the detour is going to happen. It can see ahead. It can see the bigger, broader highway path ahead. And by quieting ourselves, mostly screaming out of rage from not being able to move ahead as fast as we would like, if we were just to shut up for a second and to turn the radio up, we would recognize that we can gain more perspective on what's going on ahead of us than just sitting here screaming and throwing a freaking tantrum. Okay? So we have a little bit of patience to tap into. I wish we could buy patience because I know I wasn't born with patience. And it's a little bit frustrating because, again, being in this adjustment period of leaving things behind and not quite having the new chapters be initiated, it's an awkward phase. We don't know what to do with ourselves. The energy is building. We're getting frustrated. We want to see the change. So that is your energy forecast for Sunday, June 27th to Saturday, July 3rd. It is going to be a little bit of a transitional week. We are definitely going to be a lot more calm than we were last week with all of those cosmic events taking place, but we are transitioning into a brand new energy that is going to take us a little bit of time to adjust to. We have a lot of new and exciting energies being introduced to us for the month of July. That's why I encourage you to go ahead and listen to July's energy forecast. On July 1st, the new monthly forecasts are going to drop. It would be a great time for you to download that and set yourself up for a month of exciting success. It's also a great time to become a Moon Guide subscriber so you can align to the energies of the moon moving through this season and, of course, use the energy to your advantage. I want to thank you to every single one of you out there showing me love and support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. I hope that you have a beautiful week, and we'll talk to you soon.